When it comes to the sort of nihilism and the romanticization of madness and everything you see in modern culture, particularly in art and literature, there's certain things that I've come across lately that have proven my point even more. Like the other day when I was watching the seminar on Edgar Allan Poe, Matthew Arrett, who was giving the seminar, and talking about the ways in which Edgar Allan Poe is misrepresented and framed as this sort of lunatic and debauched idiot and whatever. But Matthew Arrett quoted a philosopher in particular who was part of that whole ideological movement, right? That was against Edgar Allan Poe. And the philosopher said that we all think that happiness should be our highest aim in life, and in reality, maybe it's more important to live a blessed life, right? And it's just a typically kind of pious BS or whatever. It's this kind of brainwashing that, even though it has many religious implications, I think that it's you can see how it might intersect with the secular world, right? And how this mentality can kind of lead into the romanticization of madness and wanting to paint Edgar Allan Poe as being a part of that whole faction, even though he was actually the opposite of that, right? But I think what's particularly dangerous about that statement, or that the philosopher made, in particular, is that people get led into it because when you use the word blessed or when you use the word good, right, you make people feel as if let me think of a better way to put this. Like if you are making goodness or virtue like the alternative to being happy, it makes people feel as if you're just abstaining from pleasure, from meaningless pleasure, right? And that you're looking for something more meaningful. But in reality, your entire mind starts to completely discriminate against any form of happiness, whether it's the heights of euphoria, or whether it's, it could be something that's particularly fulfilling. It could be, it doesn't have to necessarily be sort of a dopamine fix, right? But your mind starts to categorize all of it as being sort of meaningless pleasure, right? In the same way that dopamine in your own brain works, right? So it like a lot of modern literature and modern art does, it will sort of trivialize the things that are necessities, that are actually important, and it will sort of replace them with this kind of this sort of lackluster solution to everybody's problems, right? That all the problems in the world are going to be solved if we go this way, and not really expect a whole lot of ourselves. So that's one of the reasons why I think it's such a compelling statement. Of course, not that I agree with it, but just from an artistic and academic point of view, it is. But there was another interesting point he made that and this is something that I discuss in my own book series about, the sort of dystopian aristocracy governing the United States and everything. That the question is, well, do you have to partake a little bit of madness in order to be able to understand it and to be able to write about it? And it sort of seems like the sort of pseudo-academic question that get tossed around, but I love how Matthew Arrett kind of manages to poke holes in it and go, wait a minute, we don't have to necessarily partake in it, right? It shouldn't be a kind of a form of indulgence, right? It should be something that we should understand just from a very clinical, cold, objective kind of perspective, so we don't get some of the crap, that we tend to see nowadays in books or in movies or whatever,